Sweet. Great. Weekly MTT Q&A. Game time. Let's get better. I think this week, like I was stating before, I think it's going to be kind of cool to talk about some goals. Spend 10, 15 minutes. It's worth your time. And I think getting it out there will really be good for you guys. You know, once you put some thought, some words behind it, express what you want, you're a little bit more likely to get it and take action, right? And going into 2024, if we have some clear things that we want to achieve or we're willing to do, talking about those and then setting a plan to make that stuff happen is just going to be worth our time. So we'll do that. Then we'll get into the pre-flop work as we get deeper in tournaments, because let's be honest, as you get deeper, there's going to be less post-flop stuff, right? Especially in these small and mid-stakes tournaments where you're like fucking 20 bigs deep effective max or something like that, right? So understanding the pre-flop and how the population plays is going to be really good for us and really honing in on that stuff. So cool. One person, the first one in chat to type something regarding goals is our friend Molten Ashes. For 2024, he wants to play a lot more live and start up to $500 buy-ins. Well, live, you're only going to be, there's not really worth playing under 500 that you should leave the house for, in my opinion, and hopefully move up to 1Ks by the end of 2024. So Molten, you there?
Yeah, what up? Yeah, I'm up.
So your whole goal is just to go play more live tournaments and get up and play live 500s and 1Ks.
Yeah. So essentially, after grad school is over, I want to pursue poker full time, and
Okay.
entities is my main thing. But my bankroll, like, I want to essentially just move up.
So
Just experience life more.
to play live 500s and 1Ks, you're going to need an infinitely bigger roll. Like, I don't understand the obsession with going to go play live piss lows with high variance and like bad rake. What's the obsession? If you really want to move up in stakes and get the bankroll higher, why is the obsession to go play live low stakes and then have the highest variance, hardest path where you can only one take?
Like, that's fair. I mean, I feel like they feel much softer live.
They are. I mean, I think mixing it in is really good. But I think it's kind of a bleak, like not. I think we should have like other type of goals as well, like build up a bankroll, maybe play like 5, 6, 500s or something like that throughout the years. Go maybe play saddies once a month or something like that. And then in the meantime, let's work on some study goals to improve our win rate and get some volume online as well. You know, so we're making sure we see enough, because just going to, I don't know. I mean, I'm your boy, so I want you guys to see. You know what I mean? I want to see you guys succeed.
I should say I wasn't really clear in my goal, but like when I said moved up to 1Ks by 2024, that meant increasing my bankroll. And to do that, I would need to study more, increase my study habits, etc.
Yeah, to play online 1Ks, I'm not even playing online 1Ks.
Not online 1Ks. Like, I would not play online 1Ks.
Yeah, get out and play some live 1Ks and stuff like that. That's good. But I'm not it's not me just trying to shit on you guys for goals and things like that. It's just to maybe help think about it, set a path and set a goal, and you know, setting some study requirements, how often we should be in the lab and stuff like that. So
what region do you live in?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Oh, Los Angeles. This is but this is gonna be for summer and November.
I mean, I switched to playing a lot more live, but I don't play like the dailies. Just at my casinos, there's like once a month or something worth playing.
Yep,
sometimes it's 360, sometimes it's 500, sometimes it's 1100. But usually just like the dailies are just going to eat you up. But if there's a good multi-day event, they come by, then they're fun and it could be.
Yeah.
And you'll crush them.
Yep.
I'm only
going to play the series tournaments. Like, I know the dailies are just going to eat me up.
Yeah.
And the other days I'm just going to play cash, which is why I'm also in the cash game scoot. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you, though. I mean, I hope there's a little bit of guidance. I mean, just make sure we're thinking about some study goals, how often we want to put in work. You know, I think setting the path to what we want, as well as we know what we want, but kind of setting the groundwork for what we want to do to get there, and probably needing to sacrifice some things if we're not already doing that stuff is kind of what these things lead to, right? So let's get to Matt, who typed out as well. He says to play at least 300 MTTs a month, move up to playing 8 tables at a time when I'm comfortable, to start playing bigger live tournaments, redo the tournament master class, advanced tournament master class, keep working hard with GTO Wizard, and get to a point where I feel more proficient with solver and output and logic. That's really good. I like that. It's not a monetary goal. It's something that if you abide by these rules and keep up a lot of volume and keep putting in work, you're naturally going to move up and have a higher ROI. So I like those goals, man. I think that's good. I would add in like maybe make sure we're looking at our own work in there as well. Maybe allocate some time to look at your own play with that as well, and not just get so caught up looking at the solvers, looking at the master class, because you need to find out what you're doing, where your leaks are and stuff like that. So making sure you spend a little bit of time every week looking at your own stuff. And I would even add, if you have big goals like this, to put in this much, set aside a little bit from your winnings and hire a coach every couple months, right? I think that would be something that was good for you as well, Matt. I know you already maybe work, but getting a very high, something that could be reasonable as well. And I know you already have coaching, so that's good. Cool. Let's see. Jay wants to keep building my bankroll to 250 buy-ins. Oh, with 250 buy-ins study, I really want to not be scared of cash games. I've gotten to the point where I cannot give 100% or more for 5 hours of tournaments of kind of just wasting buy-ins. I feel that, man. That's smart. And transitioning over to cash should be good for you. So maybe getting into the cash game masterclass, right, Jay? Looking at the cash game masterclass would probably be good for you. And then starting off some small stakes, playing 1,000 hands a week or something like that, right? Maybe 2,000 hands a week with the time you have a cash at the lowest stakes, just to get used to it. Goals for the Titan champ. Learn how to play 10 to 30 BBs well for MTTs, still play winning cash game strategy. Yeah, I think that's going to be really important. And make sure when you're just learning 10 to 13, you're not just looking at abstractly for chip EV the entire time, right, Titan? Make sure you're looking at different inflection points with that as well. So we want to make sure you're looking at 50% of the field, 10% of the field in the money for those 10 to 30 big blind stacks, and not just make sure you waste time making mistakes just studying chip EV and then trying to use that strategy in the money, because you'll get destroyed, right? So make sure you also take that into consideration, please. Okay?
Okay.
Gotcha. And put in more volume. Can always solve the volume issue by working and allocating more time to the game. Getting better with the bet, play, and low stack studying. 3-bet. Yes, I think that's going to be good for you. Cheat to win. I know you have problems squeezing your suited jacks, suited tens appropriately. So make sure you're squeezing your pairs, suited jacks, suited tens, and stuff like that. And we'll keep studying that, buddy. Good thoughts. Yep. And let me make sure if nobody went there. I mean, I just wanted this to be like a 10-minute exercise. Get that stuff out there. Make sure you guys are thinking about it. And for the other people, listening to other people's goals. I'm sure you guys are thinking about that stuff today as well. So wait a minute. What's going on currently? Cool. Good. Now that we have that out the way, did anyone else have anything regarding that they seen, heard, or they wanted to interject? You guys are smart, passionate people as well. So if you guys had any thoughts or anything you guys wanted to say as well, I think it's cool. Floor is open.
I just had a question about. I know you mentioned coaching. I was considering getting into like one-on-one coaching. What would you recommend for that?
There are a roster of all the coaches on the PC that offer coaching. So obviously I can't just suggest going out to you can go out to the open market and find, but make sure you look within your rate and look for personality fits as well and stuff like that. And people who are patient, have the results, know the theory and exploitative side and things like that. But for PC, there is a section there where you can kind of formally request, and you could see the hourlies and things like that that within your price points, you know.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Let me see. Anybody else? Anything else?
I didn't hear your last question.
Oh no, it was my question was, did anyone else have anything they wanted to add regarding the goals that maybe other people said for themselves, if they had anything positive, constructive they wanted to add? I think that could be good. Or if they wanted to drop their goals out on open floor as well before we get into the actual work.
Real quick, I don't know how you feel about the sixes. I see a couple people talking about cash and tournaments. I feel like it's better to focus on one and not do both. To each his own, I guess. But I kind of did that for a while, and I'm much better now that I just focus on MTTs.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Like, it's hard to tell people how to live their lives and how to play the game, because for some people, like, their schedules line up some days where they want to play a lot, and some days they don't have the time to play tournaments all day, right?
Yeah.
And I was for years and years and years, I would play both. All kind of I would be dumb enough to mix in cash and tournaments. I was that guy for a while, right? And I just think of how you can mentally handle it. So it's really up to the person and their capacity to understand, learn, adapt strategies. And it'll take a lot of work, and your win rate will be hurt from it. But in the end, if you can manage doing that, I imagine you get really, really good at poker. You know, if you can actually manage and handle doing both and understanding and being fluid at both languages. In the short term, it might hurt the win rate, but you may become a really, really interesting, good poker player. That would be my thoughts on that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I've done it for years back in the day, but I didn't play both at the same time. It was be like, you know, too much. If I was down in one tournament, I would mix in 2 or 3 cash tables. Just because playing one tournament's boring as hell, right? So
Yeah, I've done that before.
yeah, it's too boring. So cool. Anything else? Anyone else?
Yeah, can I ask you a quick question about that? Do you think playing cash is worth it to get good at deep stack? I know I've seen Jonathan Little before. It was like an old the coffee ones or whatever, where he said like doing the cash game master class to get good at playing deep stacked in tournaments was worth it. I don't know. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
I mean, my opinion on getting good at playing deep stacked at tournaments would just be to register the tournaments at the beginning every time and study playing tournaments. Like, you know, play the tournaments at the beginning and do it that way, because the way people will play cash and tournaments will be different. But you will get naturally pretty good at playing 100 big blind stacks. Understand that you need to be more polar with your bet sizing, given that you're deeper stacked and things like that. So yes, I do think there's some validity there, but you could also just retain that by not being lazy and registering most of your tournaments at the beginning and then studying that beginning play, right?
Yeah, because like blinds, antes, and rake do affect
Yes.
ranges substantially.
Yeah. But in a vacuum, if you just were having a leak where you bet too small all the time at 100 plus in tournaments, now cash is going to make you understand that conceptually you're going to need some bigger bets and you need to be more polar in some spots in both tournaments and cash. So
how do you study the like Iggy spots where it's like 1,500 bigs deep in a tournament? Or is that just like I should just register like an hour late when it's like 400 bigs or whatever?
No, I play those early as hell, and really, really quick on that. Maybe 3 years ago or something like that, I had a database review with James Romero, right? Looked through my database, and we were filtering for big blinds 1. My big blind 1 was incredibly high at the time. And then we were filtering for 100 plus big blind deep and stuff like that. And it comes out like I was just parenting and crushing Iggy by registering tournaments early, right? And just having people punt off and being in those spots where people are making mistakes for heaps, and you're just there with the goods, right? Or you're not trying to ever bluff these people off these hands early, you know, when they have 1,000 bigs, because they're likely just going to be punting and over calling or whatever anyway. So more of the story is, I think there's way more value and getting in when the stacks are that deep on Iggy, because people will make big blinds for 500 bigs and 1,000 bigs, whatever the maximum amount of money they can lose and make a mistake they will do. Somebody will get tilted and start open jamming ace queen, right, for 150 bigs. I see it every single night, you know. So you don't want to just do something because you're not comfortable, because I think you're missing out on a lot of EV by not being in there early for the gig of hunters. So,
and those tournaments, they're pretty. What are they? There's like 2 of them. So there's a 7-minute level 1 and an 8-minute level 1. So
yeah, there's a few of those types. Yeah,
within like an hour, you're down to within an hour and a half, you're down to like a more normal stack size anyway. So it's only really for a couple of levels.
Yeah, just do it. Just get in there, and if you get, I think you'll get much better like that. So, cool. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to add or any questions?
Weird. Meets the contrary and far more on my way when I'm a deep stack than when I'm a 30 big blind and I have to wait ends to make a move.
Yeah, you get impatient. Yeah, when you have 100, you're ready to battle and get in there and mix it up. Sweet. Cool. Let's get to work. I think I really appreciate everybody that shared their goals and their thoughts. And I hope it was kind of helpful to get those out loud and think of how we're going to get there to make those things happen. You know, let me see. B Money, what are your goals going into 2024? I have to ask because you're here all the time, and I know you.
I want to study wise. I'm always trying to like I put in the hours, but I like to. I feel a little scattered sometimes. Like I'm trying to do too much, so I'd like to like really hone in on a more structured schedule where I'm studying certain things on certain days, just to be a little bit more organized with it. So the hours are there. I just want to be a little bit more organized with it. I think I'll get more out of the time if I do that. I really just want to I kind of have June as earmarked for certain reasons, but I'd like to be able to kind of calculate my win rate at that point and see how many days I can take off from work to not have to put my body through the stress of working at a restaurant, depending on what my win rate is. So that's kind of my goal, just to get my win rate up, to continue studying and get my win rate up to a certain point. So I can rely on that income and maybe work my real job a little less.
I love it. We can make that happen. I know how hard you're working. You'll make it happen, my dude. Cool. All right, let's get to work. Let's get better at the fucking game so we can make the monies. What I set up here, it's versus RFI and versus 3-bet. You're actually kind of in hell. In these spots, 25% of the field remaining, and then you'll have to pay attention because there will be a 17.5% of the field remaining. We will not only be playing the hand that you're dealt here. Of course, that is important, but I'm going to test your ranges because you should be thinking about what you're going to do with other portions so you're not fucking surprised in game or confused. So we stay sharp that way, right? All right, so 20, let me see who I'm calling on first here. Drugs has no mic, so his ass is high, and I was going to instantly call on you. Make sure you're answering in chat, though, even though you don't have a mic, Drugs. It's good. Cheat to win. You knew it was coming. Come on, Cletus.
You always pick me first. Always.
Yep. Yeah,
Always.
because today, we can get better.
Okay, yeah. I'm ready to go.
I know you are. You're always ready. That's why I call on you as well. Cool. What are we doing here, my friend? Just with this Queen Jack first in general. Queen Jack suited.
I don't see anything.
I'm not sharing screen?
No.
Am I not sharing screen, guys?
I don't see it either.
You're not sharing screen yet.
Oh,
See, this was a trick question.
it really was. I'm like looking, and I have the green border. I think I'm griefing. Hold on. Maybe Skype is bugging, dude, because I did share and now it's not giving me the option. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. So, do I have permission? God's big toe. Oh, there we go. I see it. Here we go. Dude, I swear I hit this before. I'm sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Trick question. Get to work. It's good now. Yeah, it was doing it before, the green border and everything. I had to hit it twice. It must have. I apologize, guys. All right, here you go.
I'm just calling, flat calling.
Flat calling. What about eights plus? Eights to jacks.
Eights to, well, jacks I raise. Tens I raise, eights I call, nines I call.
Okay. Ace 10 off, ace jack off.
Off. Fold ace 10 off. Oh, ace 10 off.
Yes, sir.
Ace 10 off. Small 3-bet.
Small 3-bet, and what's small to you?
2. 4.5.
So 2.25. Okay. And it's good to ask these questions and kind of figure it out and where our 3-bet bluffs come from and whatnot. Who else do we have here?
Is that too small? Like, or is that a good 3-bet there?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to give you the answer because I'm
okay,
calling
yeah.
on other people as well, so I'm going to see how they do.
I got an answer.
Is Pucks have a mic? Oh, he probably working. No mic today. Gotcha. Go ahead, Cap.
I think it's a jam.
Jamming this, jamming suited jacks, king jack suited.
Suited tens, some suited jacks. I think queen jack jams. King jack might call.
Ace jack and ace 10 suited.
Ace jack, ace 10 suited calls.
Ace jack and ace 10 off.
3-bet. Not only.
King jack off.
3-bet. Mix.
What size?
Like you know, 6 a little less than 6. A little less than 3x.
A little less than 3x. So 2.75, 2.5.
Yeah, something like 2.7, 2.8, something like that.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and see. You guys should be thinking of all these ranges as well and see how we do. Important to note, if you are ever confused with this, just always make sure we're checking our lobby. 20 off the money here. All right. Some of us want to jam. Some of us want to call. Let's go ahead and see. Cheat to win was just calling. Can do whatever you want, but jam is the thing. Molten ashes. Yamming. Jamming king jack, queen jack, king 10. King jack, queen jack, king 10. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Raising aces jack. Look. Okay.
I thought it was the suited tens. I actually thought it was king 10, queen 10, jack 10, queen jack. Then I thought king jack suited and king queen suited would call mostly.
Yep. And then our size is just 2.5x, which is important as hell to know. You nailed this, Cap. And then ace 10-0 plus, almost full. And then our offsuit jacks, right? 9-8s plus offsuit jacks. You're not really finding flats here too much with the underpair. Like these are just 0 EV meh ass flats. 8 seam opponent dependent, and then your suited aces here, practically just 3-betting. This is a pretty easy to implement range looking at this. Ooh. This is 17 point. We're 5 off the money here. So go ahead, cheat to win.
Low jack raises. Just a flat.
Just a flat.
Yeah.
And what did we say
Way
our
too
goal
tentative.
for
Like I always do this, and I know it too. I'm like way too tentative, way too
we
tentative.
talked about our goals for 2024. I called on you first because you said your goal was to start 3-betting more and understanding that in the first 2 hands we get here, we have 2 snap flats in spots we might be able to 3-bet. And it's not even going to cost us money. This is just for fun, and we're just still deciding to flat.
Yeah. See, it should be a small 3-bet then, right?
I'm not, maybe not. Maybe it is a flat. I'm just saying, like, I just think it's a mental thing. You know? And I do think this could be a flat. I'm just always needling a little bit.
Like if it was ace queen off, I'd 3-bet it, but I'd flat ace queen here.
And this is symmetrical as well. So I wonder if it does just go full frequency with this and ace jack suited. What are you doing here with well, are you going to use ace 10 off as a 3-bet, ace jack off as a 3-bet as well?
The offs, yeah.
Okay. What about your pocket eights? Pocket nines?
Flat. Flat, flat.
Flat
Only-
eights and nines. Okay. Jay. What up, Jay? You got a mic, brother? Dead to me.
25 big bigs.
No mic, I'm assuming. All right, what are you doing here, man? Wondering if we shove or a 3-bet to 4.5, Puck says. I think we have no shoves. Ace king off. Do we shove that? Matt Nickel, what are you doing here? Do you ever 3-bet in this, or is this in your flat range from the hijack?
I kind of feel like we don't have flats. Hijack versus low jack, this shallow. So I would 3-bet this to like 5 bigs.
Cool. You have flats for sure.
Oh shit.
I mean, I would just never know what to do. Every time I have the ace jack in this spot, I just feel like there's nothing else I can do. I don't want to fold out a worse ace or jack X, and I don't want to 3-bet fold it, and I can't 3-bet call it off. And for the army 3-betting, it's fine. Only hand you're really ripping is ace king.
So when we flat, I like flat here, and then it gets dicey when it kind of protects like getting squeezed. Like this kind, I think is like pretty good for protecting
Yes.
against squeezes.
Yes.
So this probably calls off, but like ace jack suited, what do you do?
Fold. Fold. For 25 effective, anybody squeezes, I'm folding. With 17.5% of the field. Snap fold.
I feel like it might just be ace 10.
Nah, I bet you fold ace jack.
We can't look either, right?
I'd put money on it. No, we can't look. Yeah. Cool. And then look at this as well. Cheat to win. I set these hands because I knew these were just, you can't do this. You can't do anything with these. It feels really bad. And when I'm streaming, I have to look like a giganet in these spots and fold 9s and 8s, and it feels horrible. Like, I mean, players are probably tighter than these ranges too. Some of these cats are tighter than this opening range for sure. People just don't have this in their opening range always, or these suited 9s, or they don't open the suited kings and they just open this. I don't know. 2 more hands. Jam doing with 20. This is 25% of the field. Go ahead, cheat.
He's out of the big blind.
Yep.
I'm gonna call it.
So is this the bottom?
That's
of your
probably the
pair
bottom
range?
of sevens are probably the lowest I'd call from the pairs.
Are you calling ace 10 off?
No,
Are you calling king queen off?
no,
Are you calling king jack suited?
no. King queen suited, yeah.
Ace 9 off plus? I mean, ace 9 suited plus, or ace 10 suited plus, or ace jack? Where you at?
Ace jack.
Ace jack suited plus, 7s plus, ace queen, ace jack off.
No, ace queen off.
Ace queen off. All right. Aaron. How you doing, Aaron?
Yo,
What up,
I'm
champ?
not sure how wide this needs to be calling. I kind of feel like at 20 you have to call kind of wide, no?
We're gonna learn today. There's some important things to think about in these slots that I think people
Man,
get
normally
caught
I
up
don't think
in.
of 20 left to the money as an insane amount of ICM pressure.
You have 20 bigs.
I mean, I'm definitely calling this. Sixes suck. Ace jack off and ace 10 suited, yes. I don't know about king queen. King queen off, it depends on the player. If they were as aggressive as a bot, I'd probably call king queen off.
Okay, so Aaron gives 0 fucks and is super aggressive in this spot, and will never be ran over. You can respect it. Let me see. Set Habs, what are you doing? You calling this off?
Nope.
Ah,
Oh
there
my
he
God,
is. He's
now
Now I
back.
know I'm wrong. If said halves doesn't call it off, I am wrong for sure.
Now I'm scared thinking about it.
I said 9 plus ace queen
Nines
suit and
plus.
ace king off.
Oh my God, Sedaz, I'd give you a hug right now. Are you a changed man? Have you been going to church? Eat your wheeze for breakfast? Who is
No,
this?
I just work a 24 hours shift, so
He's too tired to be aggressive. A
I'm
24
with
hours. All right. Calling this off. I think it's like 8 or 9 plus. I wonder if this
Ace
is,
10 off, ace 8 suited.
No, it ain't. No. Ace jack off. Ace jack off might even be 0 EV mixing, and then ace 10, ace jack suited.
I'm wider.
Ooh, I'm so good. I'm crushing it. Ace jack suited mixing 0 EV, ace 10, and then eights are like, this is full. I mean, 8 plus. 7s are 0 and Sag. Anytime I see something partially folding, you got to think the population is tighter than the bot.
Yeah.
The population is tighter than this.
Yeah.
The population, hell no, they're never going to find some of this. They flat this stuff. They don't full frequency these. They sure they might mix it in, but they ain't full frequency in this shit. The Jack 10-0 never. These probably flat more than they should. They probably full frequency to ace 5 and flat these too much. King 7, I ain't never seen that.
What do you think is safe here? Ace jack suited, ace queen O, 9s plus.
Ace Queen O. This is opponent dependent. If they're tight as fuck, I'm folding. But if they are an unknown standard, I'm calling. If they have a 9% 3-bet plus, I'm calling. I'm always folding 7s and calling 8s plus.
Yeah,
I would have
How
called
much
the
do I
king
punt
queen.
with king queen? Ah,
A lot. The king queen off is has to be a lot.
tremendous.
Yeah. Yep. And somebody was saying ace 10-0. Hell no.
that was me.
Guys, this is the
I'm
big.
just saying versus I just thought that was versus the machine. Like I'm way tighter versus real people that like are just out there flattening. They're flattening those pairs like the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. So like, and that's all 7s is really beaten. So I mean, calling pocket pairs when they're not jamming the bottom portion is bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never folding 8s. I have no control of my body.
Are 3 streets 4 supposed to jump on big blind with this ICM?
Yeah, I mean, people don't play this well.
Fives.
This is good to look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deuces aren't, but 5s. Okay.
Yep.
Or
I mean, this
deuces
is really
mixes.
good, man. Some small 3-bets with the Pico top, mixing some of these ace-X. Play this well, man. You'll run people over. It's really hard to do.
I feel like those suited ace X's, man, no guys are calling with that. They want to see the flop. All that super
Yeah. So when you actually get jammed on here, that's why my toiling range is kind of tight.
It's a good one to look at.
Yeah, it is. This doesn't count. Fuck off. I could have called off the rest of the range, but I don't even want to think about that one. 35 bigs jamming, rare. Ace King plus. Sweet. Cheat. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good.
He said, okay, good.
I was
You're
hoping
mad.
this hand I struggle with, so you should call me on this one.
No, let's go. Fuck yeah. Get in there, Cletus. Come on, do it. What's your calling ring? Are you calling off ace 10 off plus? Where you at?
Ace 10 off. Okay, so where is this guy calling from? Low jack, eh?
Correct.
Nope, folding that.
All right.
Maybe just again, it's ace queen off. Pocket. Now looking at it, pocket 8s, pocket 9s, 9s, I guess. 9s plus. Ace, jack suited. That'd be it.
Damn, that's a tight ass. Woo! Yeah.
This is a hard one. So, because it's 20 bigs behind, I guess we have flats. Like we're gonna have some call folds. We're gonna have some rejams. So
Call folds. Are you out of your mind? You're never
No.
call folds.
No.
Zero.
No, we can have some.
There's 0 hands we're calling it
Another
folding.
0, yeah, because it's only 6 more bigs, right? So,
Oh.
all right. This is tough. I guess. I mean, I'm still like, can't call ace 10. I guess ace 9 suited. 7s plus.
All right.
King queen suited.
King queen suited. King jack might be kind of cuspy in 0 EV. All right, I like it. I think I was kind of like ace 10 off plus ace 9, ace 8 suited. Might be close kind of in there as well. And then king, jack, king, queen, and can we call sixes here? That one feels close as well.
'Cause, like,
I'd be in hell. On stream, I would call sixes for namesake, and then in real life, I think it might be sevens.
The big blind's gonna be really tight, right? Like their rejamming ranges.
I'm not worried. He doesn't. He
Yeah.
practically doesn't exist because I'm just in there. And with that with the entire range I'm calling off with, I would be committed versus this guy anyway. I would just put it in versus this stack anyway. So it's
Right.
whatever. All right. Cheats folding. Ace 10 off plus ace 9 suited plus. Put him in, coach.
There is a flatting range.
Yeah, but I mean, you're never folding.
Yeah, you're
in
never
there.
folding though, right? Yeah.
Not one hand in this range would fold to the 16.
Yeah, sure ace 10. Ah, man, I guess it can. He's just got so much chips in there. But I'm like, damn, I know
Ace 10
I'm
off plus.
like when I flat they rejam, I know that hand ain't winning.
It's printing a little bit. I thought this hand would be mixing a little bit, but it's fucking full frequency fold. That's where I'm only hand I was wrong with. I don't think I would call it a game. Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, it's printing. It ain't enough. This is awesome. Sixes plus. That was 5 hands of this. Let's do 5 more, and then I want to move on. Because I want to get to the some final table work. And then I want to get to end of money and final table. 5 more. And let's go with who has a mic, and I want to call on Molten Ashes.
Right. I was interested in this hand because my first instinct was to fold, like tempting. Yeah, I think this hand, like this range in particular, it's just very, very, very blocker heavy. So we want our to continue. We want like at least one really high card, like ace X suited in particular. Not all ace X suited, but like
I know
a
what you
lot. Some yeah, but like a lot of that 4-bet jams here.
mean. Okay.
But in terms of our fuck, this is weird. I think like our flattening range might be able to be like jacks and jacks only, and then like our jamming range all ins or like aces, ace king, like the premium stuff, and
Okay.
then like ace 5 suited, ace 4 suited,
Okay.
that range.
And
We
then you're
gotta be
folding
getting tired.
tens?
I am folding tens, yes. I am folding tens.
Hot set halves. Are you ever folding these tens?
Oh, I'm calling. No folding. Maybe even against the solver that's do this. I think I even shoved them.
Never folding, shoving. So you have never folding and sometimes shoving, calling or shoving. I'll tell you what, man, Molten Ashes has been somebody's hurt this man, and he's seen some pain from this 3-bet in the real life because the solver is going to have enough bluffs here where I don't think we can ever fold. But in real life, when people do this small size from the small blind at 20 at this stake, do they ever have anything that's a bluff?
Nope.
Some catch you've never seen with
Maybe like a,
kind of tightish with some tight ash numbers. It's fucking like kings plus.
yeah, they got. I mean, maybe if you
Queens
want
would jam on you.
Yeah,
I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy to say. I think as an exploit, people in this spot are way, way, way too tight. I'm
Yeah,
just
they might have,
looking
like,
at this.
They might have just a couple. They might find like a ace 5 suited or something, right?
Never, ever, 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 ever. This do I see people do this? I mean,
I'm up to no good with those. I am absolutely up to no good with those.
I love it. Great. You're a monster. Especially if someone's opening and we know they're a reg, or if you have reads on them and you can see their numbers, you'll get a shitload of credit from the population, from anybody. You have Molten Ashes folding.
Yeah.
Never making setups fold. But
One comment I want to make is he was flatting some weaker pairs, and I think he flat up top and like jam the middle, or yeah, I think he just jammed some of your middling pairs, and like you could flat like probably aces here, but like your ace king jams, and then it's protected probably with like a hand like tens and jacks.
Yep.
Are we ever,
And-
do we flat aces here? Like 5 off the
Yeah, I
money?
think so.
All right, we'll find
find
out. The interesting thing is he's folding. I'm splitting between calling and jamming, and all in as well. I'm unsure if I'm jamming or calling. I'll probably be mixing opponent dependent. I can't talk in game. Fault, never ever, and you can do whatever
Oh,
you
I'm
want.
way tired. Oh,
You're
wow.
I mean, you're giga tight.
I was
You know
thinking
you can't
nines.
fold this.
I was thinking nines when I just
And
saw
you're
it.
against, you know this, you know how the solver is, man. This solver is gonna try to fuck you up. The solver is
Yeah.
gonna try to put you in hell for sure. And they don't only have the aces and kings. This ain't real life. This is actually the sim.
Yeah, well, in game, the reason why I said fold is because we block like king 10 suited, queen jack 10 suited, that 3-bet small.
They wouldn't even use
Sometimes.
this shit. But look at all the ace X. They're using all the ace X weakens from, right? Ace deuce through ace 7.
Here's the other
Where's
part of
us?
it. Here's the other part of it too, is that if you look at that, like you're also getting micro, or you're getting 3-bet by queen jack off, right? In this spot.
I think it was doing it nope. It was just ace 10
Oh,
off
I'm sorry.
plus
King
is
king
this.
queen off. King queen off. Okay, so yeah, like you're getting squeezed by like other things that you're just flipping against. And you're also getting jammed on or raised by like smaller pairs. So I don't think that like it's like always just this. I mean, when the guy shows up with ace jack and he's squeezing, right? Like because he doesn't know any better.
100% they'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they'll also do this with ace queen because they don't want to put it all in because they're scared to run in an ace. They're scared they're going to run into the top of your range, right? But they want to 3-bet as well. So you'll see all kind of shit. They want to 3-bet bluff like ace. Some of the suited aces, I think people will use ace 5 not all in sometimes. I don't give it too much credit. I mean, I'm always calling in game even though I feel bad about it. But yeah, keep it going, my friend. Keep it going. Keep going.
I would fold in game.
Do you have a flatting range here for 16, and what is it?
Yeah, I do. Wait, what? It's like like mid pairs, like 6s, 7s, 8s.
You're flatting
region?
6s, 7s, and 8s. What about your suited
And then,
10s?
I'm flatting ace 10 suited. I might 3-bet king 10 suited, queen 10 suited, fold it jack 10 suited.
Molten. I don't know about the flatting the middling pairs, but let's see if anyone agrees with that. Kep?
I'm sorry, I'm on the phone. There's something going on.
No,
in
do
my
your thing.
neighborhood.
I'm sorry. No, you're good, bot. Great.
Too many people who can read jam. I'm not even like looking at this hand.
No, but yeah. How about the pairs up to, let's say, pocket 9s?
No,
do anything?
I'm not even like really a fan of flatting those. The problem is that so how short your opponent is, you're never going to be able to fully recognize your full equity before going all in. So like when you have like a pair like this in ICM, it's going to be a lot harder for you to realize without going all in, because they're going to put you in the box the majority of the time because they're so short. We cover, which is like perfectly fine, but okay, the scenario is this guy opens, we flat behind, and we get squeezed by big blind for all of it. Do you really want to call all of it with pocket fours? Not really.
Or if we have too many squeeze opportunities, we may not get to see it. We may not have the visibility because the button can flat. We go multi-way. Yeah, there's just a lot of factors with some of the, even not only fours, the other pairs. But let's take a look because I think that's an important point in the range to kind of look at. If you are flatting some hands here, if you are looking at and thinking of what hand you flat here, that's kind of important if you have a flatting range for 16. Right, you like this ace 10 ace jack, these hands, the flatting range is built around this because we don't want to 3-bet and then what, 4-bet and then be indifferent and we're not loving it, and then these are kind of just 3-betting. Look at 7 0 EV 0 0 done.
Yeah, I would flat ace jack suited here. I would flat ace queen suited here. I would flat ace 10 suited here.
Yeah, but you look at a lot of these, and it's very common, guys, in ICM to use these as a very high flat. A lot of flatting. Your flatting ranges to EP opens are going to be always built around ace king, ace queen, ace jack, and king queen. It's usually built around that.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead, Buck. Molten,
Fold.
you defending?
No.
Where do we start to defend with our offsuit region? Here, are you defending your offsuit fives, your offsuit sixes, your offsuit sevens,
Okay.
eights? We have to build a range.
Okay, so let's start with the offsuits. I would start with defending offsuit, offsuit sevens. In terms of one gappers, I'll start defending like 7-5 off is my bottom for
Okay.
the one gappers. And then like for like I would defend like 5-4 off plus in terms of like connected stuff. And defend any suited hand.
Of course. Do you 3-bet bluff any of your ace deuce to ace 7 off? Ever?
Yes, yes. Ace 5 off, ace 3 off, like the real aces off. I think are great 3-bets.
What
Also, I like
percentage of the time, like
50%.
50%.
50%.
Eaten at 40.
I also
Okay.
really like 3-betting stuff that they like some suited hands that unblock their folding range. So like they cut off like so probably bottom of this opening range is like offsuit nines. So I really like 3-betting like Jack 8 suited, 10-8 suited sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, let's just take a look at it. That's kind of a lot, if we go to somebody else, I think, going through the entire range will get kind of cumbersome. So let's kind of take a quick look at it for all of ourselves and just see how wide we're defending here. And then where our 3-bet bluffs come from at 40, if we're 3-bet muching at all here. You're folding this. 7-5 off, so you nailed it, man. And then offsuit sevens. Here you guys go. Just a fucking hand, bro. The suited shit here, meh. As a 3-bet, I usually just am unsure and I feel like flicking almost all the stuff is good. But this is really good, man. And I ask about this because the ace deuce through the ace 7 when I review hand histories with students, it's just not enough. It's practically zero. Everybody knows it in theory and doesn't do it in game because it feels safer, because the guy looks a little tight, because he's an unknown, and you could just flat, right? But this is good to mix in sometimes. And then our size is still 4x. We're not even like, we 3-bet bluff some of these and then just value. That's it. So it's really good. And then, I mean, obviously opponents, if we feel like their opening range is too tight, it's important to note here in game, this asymmetrical situation, if there's some rejam stacks here, 10 big stacks, and they're opening it to that at 40, the range might change a little bit, and you may be 3-bet bluffing a little bit less because the range might be a little bit stronger. What the fuck?
Forward.
Are you calling 10s?
No.
Are you calling jacks?
Queens plus. Fuck, I don't know what MP's range is supposed to be. I don't know. Is this just ace king off? I think I'm just queens plus ace king.
Queens plus ace king. Aaron, what are you calling with here?
Not much.
You calling 10s? Could you help yourself with 10s or jacks? With jacks.
Shit, jacks I would probably punt even though I know it's wrong. Because it is probably just queens plus ace king.
All right, fair. Queens plus ace king is, can we see his jam range here? We'll look at it for sure. This is EP versus EP 140 effective. Table is all 40 deep effective as well. Let me see. Titan, you doing anything different here, brother? You got it in you to call the 10s? You think it's a call here? You snap calling ace queen? All right.
You want to hear some crazy shit? I'm pretty sure when they do this, like I don't remember it's EP2 versus MP, but I'm pretty sure there's like some nonsense you can do with Jack 6 offsuit or like Jack 8 offsuit or something like that. That's like in here. And that like that's like just it's a weird solver niche. I remember that like something about that.
Yeah, and it could be at a different inflection point as well, maybe a stone bubble one or something like that. They apply max pressure. But yeah, here it's a one hand range.
Yeah, it's just ace king.
There's this ace king. And then, like, interestingly enough, you can flat ace king here as well, guys. Like, look at that. Something I've been struggling. Like, I find the times I think I can do it, and I just always 3-bet.
Forward. Well, I guess if it's only ace king, then queen's forward.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if I could fold queens. Oh, it's just torched. They're never doing it with. You're just taking a flip 100%. So that sucks. These spots are always kind of interesting. To me, they look kind of innocuous and like not that cool, but they're not just something we should gloss over.
Yeah. So I'm kind of used to these spots from a little bit well because I played with maybe 500 on Robo for quite a bit, so I'm very comfortable with coach deck. 6
Okay.
BBs. For us is really like around that range. I think forwards plus, and then like, and then we're going to, and then we move to like the suited 10, so like queen 10 suited, king 10
Okay.
suited, they call, and then like king jack off plus calls, and then
Okay.
ace. What's my worst ace call? Ace 7 off plus, ace 5 suited plus.
Damn, he was in there. All right. I mean, one thing I would note there with some of the weakest portions, the ace X and stuff like that, we have to be ahead of some of his range. I was thinking like, okay, we're probably gonna be in there with some ace 9, ace 10 off, but I wonder if it is ace 7 off at 6. I thought maybe at 4 it might be, but man, I feel like that might be too loose. But this is Kep. You have an opinion here? Oh, you might be still be busy. I apologize. Matt Nickel. You're used to being this short. You're always this short on occasion in all your tournaments every night. Enlighten us.
I typed a range, but I think it's bad.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
it's 5s plus.
I see it.
Probably ace 8 suited plus, ace 10-0 plus, king jack suited plus.
Molten, you were calling this?
Yes. I was calling this. Okay, I was close.
I was
Ace 7 off it. 7 off
it's-
isn't there, but
Yeah, I thought it might be ace 9 off plus. I mean, check this out. I would not know what to do in game with this, and it's just a call. I would be shook. You said king jack off. Hey, look at that.
yeah, that's actually good off. I'm a
And
little
then you said
confused
these
with the
suited tens are gone.
yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. I didn't say jack 10, but I did say queen 10. And queen jack suited is folding. So
Yeah, queen jack suited is. I might have shrugged, but it just feels like you're going to be dominated too often. The jamming range for 18. Yep, makes sense. The hands you do not really love too much to raise, get jammed on and call off, but have enough equity to run versus a lot of stuff. So it makes a lot of sense. We do one more hand. We'll take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, go to in the money, right? Talk about our in the money ranges, our direct money bubble, and then in the money, we'll run like 10, 12 hands of that, and then we'll go to final table as well. So just want to give you guys a quick itinerary. Back. Sweet.
okay, let's think about the range because I mean this
Yes.
hand is obvious.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. 15.
Start with the just start with one section. It's the quickest way to do the
Okay.
exercise. It saves. Start with the I'll start with the offsuit ace X because that's the way I visualize it, right?
I start with pairs.
Or pairs. Yep.
I'll go with I think I call I'm debating. I think I call 7s plus for pairs. It's
Okay.
either 7s plus or 8s plus, I think. I'll go 7s plus. Ace queen off.
Okay.
Ace jack suited.
Ace jack off, ace queen suited, 7s plus. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. I'm not calling king queen suited. So yeah.
All right. Capster, what are you calling with here when you open? Just straight up versus yeah.
All my ace X. I might fold ace 2 off, but like whatever. I'm calling my aces, calling.
You opened under the gun and got jammed on by the bottom. Yes.
So I open under the gun. I'm folding. I'm calling ace queen off.
Yep.
Ace jack suited. Ace 10 suited. Ace queen off. Ace
Jack off, you
Ace
call it?
jack off. Ace jack off. Ace 10 suited. King queen suited. Like sevens plus.
Okay. I wonder if everybody calling ace jack off at 25% plus is griefing. In real life, what do you think about the ace jack off call?
Oh my God,
This is
nailed
close.
it.
Oh, you crush it. People, how much EV is the king queen suited printing? Oh my God, can't fold. See this, Molten?
Yeah.
What are
I was scared because considering I was thinking maybe like 15 BB ranges and I didn't know how much to adjust for 12.
How much was the king queen suited? How much EV?
A lot, a
125.
quarter of a fucking bag. A lot.
Yeah, okay.
And this really looks pretty comparable. I was wondering if it would be
Yeah.
if this would mix any kind of folds, but it's borderline, but it's in there.
What are
I'm a
sevens?
little shocked. King queen suited is a much better call than ace jack off. I'm a little shocked
Yep.
about that.
Yeah.
Can you go to his shoving range?
Yes,
'Cause I'm
sir.
pretty-
It must be suited. Like king X, like king 10 suited, king jack suited.
Yeah,
It's
look at
getting
all.
your ass.
Yeah, look at all this.
Yeah. Are people playing like this?
I am. I 150% am.
This looks kind of easy. It looks kind of easy, doesn't it?
I got rid of king jack
fine.
suited. That hand's a grief. But like everything. Yeah, the reason why I don't like king jack suited and king 10 suited is because you block a lot of the kings that you
Raise
want to
folds.
fold out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I still do it,
So-
and I feel like the same way. But when you get caught, it runs okay versus the ace tens and the ace queens and the pairs. But
I'm dominated by any other like like anything else. No thanks. Second best.
you just pray to God they have the eights and the nines, right?
Pray. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take a quick break. Now make sure we get water, get up, stretch, and then we're gonna come back. Direct money bubble in the money. Direct money bubble in the money and final table. So that'll be some fun stuff to the meat on the bone stuff. So all right, I'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes, sir. And I put some coffee in the water.
You just did?
I just it was just I said can I could put some coffee in the water.
Jeez.
I finished yesterday at 4 AM, so I'm a bit on shock, and I start soon yesterday, so
Yeah. I had a longer session last night. I ended up making like 3 FTs and then I won 2 of the tournaments and then I was real fucking tired at 3 AM.
it's all if only it was because I was as was doing a tournament, I wouldn't be complaining today.
So Molten, I used to play on Global, but they recently just revoked sweepstakes stuff from Michigan, so I withdrew all my money. So I play on GG and I play on PokerStars, Michigan. Yeah. Global. I've won a couple of tournaments on Global. Yeah. I was Polluted Delta.
Who's polluted Delta?
Yeah. Me.
Are you an MTG player?
I was.
I was makes sense.
Yeah.
We were talking about this on the stream the other day.
Oh
Like
yeah.
a bunch of us are, I think. I know Said Habs has, and I don't
Yeah.
know, some other people.
Yeah, I a lot Bryn Kenny used to play Magic.
Yeah, so did Ike Haxton, David Williams,
yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Bottomo, Jonathan
Yeah,
Little.
Jonathan still plays.
Does he really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a
Does he?
massive Magic nerd.
Big old Magic nerd. Toad, did you play? Of
Fuck no.
course you not.
Toe's too cool.
That's right.
He's never been a nerd before.
That is not true. I'm just a rare breed.
Just
Like
kidding.
I'm the cool nerd.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, I play Dungeons and Dragons. Does that count? So it's something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that dates me. That might date me though.
No, 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 no.
When Magic came
People
out,
still play Dungeons and Dragons.
that's true, but
Uh,
like, when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons,
do you make it with the books and all
yeah,
the stuff?
yeah,
like-
back in the day, I don't play
Uh,
today, but back in
I
the day,
used to
yeah.
do this when I was young.
Me too.
I was bad
But then when
at
Magic
making-
came out, like I was already trying to get girls, so that those two things didn't really coincide. Sorry.
Wow.
Like Magic came out. When did Magic come out? I was like, well,
the
into my-
80s?
No,
Yeah, Magic first started like in the 80s, like the early 80s.
did it really?
Yeah.
When did it actually become popular?
I
'Cause
think
wasn't
it
popular
was
in the
when
80s.
like
Toe found out about it.
93 or something, I want to
90
say.
Really that
90
early? Oh, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
wrong.
because the Magic Championships, that was the first card game with an actual like
Let's see.
Championship,
like
yeah.
with like an actual like championship thing. Yeah.
It was on ESPN.
yeah.
Really?
Well, the later
Yeah,
ones were not in the
like-
90s.
Yeah, no, I think it was only in like the 90s or early 2000s or something.
The early 2000s, yes, but like I'm talking about like 94, 95 when they
Oh,
first
okay.
started coming out with
Yeah,
the
no,
professionals.
93 was when it was
I was like
released. I
15 or
just
so
Googled it.
back then.
I heard of it in 2018 when I started watching Jonathan Little.
Yeah, like I knew about it a little bit, but I guess I didn't realize it was that early. Yeah, I was like 15 or so when it came out. Which is funny because that's right about the time I had some friends that were on the wrestling team that played Dungeons and Dragons, but yeah, I was a weird nerd. I was a nerd that was also super athletic, but also super nerdy. Like I had glasses and I have the Jewish fro, and I could say that I'm Jewish, and and braces. That was a mess.
Jesus.
Tortoiseshell glasses.
My panties
But
are already on the ground, dude.
I
What
was
the hell?
also, but I was weird because like I had all that going for me, but I was also 2-time All City, 2-time runner up in wrestling, and 3-time state champion weightlifting. So I was like a weird hybrid nerd.
In California?
Yeah,
Holy shit. That's a big fucking state to be champ.
yeah. Matter of fact, it's funny. My wife and I had to do some work in California, and I had a family function a couple weeks ago. And we went to the old stomping grounds, and we're hanging on Venice Beach. I don't know where you guys are all from, but it's a very famous beach. And there's some place there called Muscle Beach, and that's where the state champions were. And I actually stood on the platform where I won my state championship. God, fucking 30 some years later. So it was kind of a trip.
I stayed on Venice Beach 2002.
Oh, nice.
You were out of school by then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won in 93, 4, and 5, and then 96. I went through a windshield and broke all my knuckles on my hand. I couldn't compete.
God.
Damn.
That's pretty good. Sweet. Whoops.
All the commotion around here is a prison break. The fucking helicopter sirens going off. I got my window open. I live close to the prison.
That's wild. I can't hear any like sirens or anything, but that is crazy.
At first I thought like they practice every Friday at noon it goes off for a minute. So it's going off. I'm like, hold on a second. It ain't Friday. I look at the clock, it's 1:45. I'm like, oh fuck. So I got a buddy that works there. My daughter works at the local police district too. So I checked with them like, yeah, someone broke out of prison.
That's crazy as hell.
He's an idiot. He was doing. Yeah, I don't know. He was on like easy time. He was working in the orchard, so he was like almost getting ready to be released.
Oh, not anymore. Once
Ah,
he
he's
gets that
screwed.
ass.
No, once you escape, I think it's 10 years automatic.
My brother, Mark Sarah said it'll like quadruple his time now.
Sweet. Back to work. Let's get better. We are in the money now. So a few things we can start to see, and I want you guys to pay attention to that are important. One of which will be the 3-bet sizing of all the times we face a 3-bet. Pay very close attention to the size the solver's using. I think it'll be quite effective in your games as well. The small 3-bets, very effective this deep. So make sure we're paying attention to that. And of course, think about the entire range as a whole that you're opening and how you're going to compete with that. So let me see. I'm obviously just trying to go to everyone with a mic, and Cap, you're back.
Easy fold.
Easy fold with this hand.
So yeah, let me see. He's got to be really respectful of our stack here because there's a lot of shorter stacks, and he's a sort of a close to a middling stack. So like, I'm not getting out of line with 4-bet bluffs. I'm just going to be linear.
Yeah. So ace queen. What's the 4-bets? Just give me the 4-bet range. Ace queen off plus.
Yeah, I'm thinking, man. I'm trying to
Jacks plus.
I'm thinking if I want to even have 4 bets or do I want to call? Like I'm going to be. Because I'm probably going to call my aces. Could call maybe kings, some jam queens, jacks, tens. Ace king, ace queen, ace jack suited might be a good jam. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jam my suited, some of my suited. I'm not gonna jam off suited. I mean, if I have a bluff, it's gonna be like king queen off. Like if I want to find one bluff, but you know.
The interesting thing is versus this 3-bet, we probably only could fold the very bottom of our range, and then all of our suited paint that we would open with, 0% of that would ever fold. Right? We're never going to fold the suited paint portion. Maybe if we're opening like king 7, king 8 suited and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Feels like our suited 10s would be in there. Any offsuit bottom of the range shit, we would open ace 10. Off would probably fold. Ace jack's probably getting too good of a price. Ace queen probably can mix ace queen suited, ace jacks plus jamming, ace jack, ace 10 suited, maybe just flatting as well. Nines, eights and nines, you know. So
And the more I think about it, like I don't want to bluff king queen. I think I'm just gonna because he's pretty short, so I think it's gotta be just only ace blocker. So maybe like ace 4, ace 3 suited, something like that. Not king queen off.
It's important to think about what population in your games is doing in these spots as well. We have these exercises because I want you guys to think about the theoretical side and start to be able to build the range in your head before the action happens and not just be surprised at how we respond with our range and not know what to do.
I got a question because we're covering. Can we call a little wider, or are we supposed to play?
Yeah, that's what we're. So here we go. Cheat to win. What we're responding to is versus this 3-bet size. We're getting a pretty good price. So a lot of your suited hands, when you construct your opening range here, you're probably like the worst thing you're probably opening is like your offsuit 10s. You're not going to have too many offsuit 9s from here, right? So the offsuit 10s would be the bottom. And then you have to consider if you have your king jack off and your queen jack off, if you were being aggressive with those, would you ever flat those? No. So you're probably just the offsuit queens, and then you have suited aces, and then the suited paint, and then the strong linear stuff in pairs. So you're probably going to have to be priced into calling a lot of that stuff.
All right.
I mean, yeah, just the bottom of the range offsuit bullshit. And then some of this, these are trap ass hands. Like sometimes in games, I'm sitting here getting this 3-bet really smart with Jack 9 suited, thinking it plays well and really want to call. And then if you do open these are obviously folds, and then the rest of this is just too good. Here you go, ace queen off plus, boom, 9s plus. Only against the solver world.
Yeah, it's jamming a lot of stuff I wouldn't jam. Ace 8, ace 9, ace 10, ace 6, these wheels.
And you know what's important here, Cap, is like you're not making a mistake, even though it's showing its full frequency. The EV is also neutral for calling, and then we have to figure, are your opponents going to have enough 3-bet bluffs?
Yeah.
I think as a default, we all assume that they never have 3-bet bluffs, and we kind of like we're over passive, you know? So we should be using at least a couple of these, right? We should get comfortable having some 4-bet jams with some of these and not just be only calling versus everybody 100% of the time.
Yeah,
that
just
would be a mistake.
Pick the worst one, right? And then that way they have more folds. Like if case they're not even 3-betting right. You know, like maybe they're 3-betting some ace X they shouldn't. So
Yeah. I mean, people are going to use the ace jack and 3-bet bluff it, ace 10 and 3-bet, you know, and the king queen, you know, king queen off.
I just generally assume that they could have bluffs, but it's never enough. So I just try to adjust my range accordingly, just knowing that I'm not really going to go for any high variance lines versus tight players.
Yeah, because you're probably picking up enough money just opening and then doing the other easy stuff, right? And then making mistakes, not calling enough C-bets and picking it up when you get it heads up. So it feels high variance to take the ace X jams like that, right?
Some of them,
I feel like that. So I feel like that sometimes as well, Cap. That's an honest feeling. Yes, sir.
I got a question. So if we're doing these exercises and we're always answering like a pip too tight or we don't have enough bluffs, at what buy-in level should we really start being concerned?
Concerned with
that you like so for these exercises, I keep answering like either a pip too tight or I forget to have bluffs or I don't have enough bluffs. At what buy-in level should we be concerned? Because this is obviously against like people playing perfectly. So I'm just wanting to know, like, if you're playing at the $20 average buy-in level, like, is that a really big deal that you're playing a little bit too tight, you know, in these exercises? I just want to know how long can I get away with being a little bit too tight? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And like for me, if you watch, I mean, people that watch my stream see, like sometimes it feels like I swing a lot because I'll go on heaters where I'm not consistently running into the top of people's ranges, or I'm taking the aggressive stuff. And I'm playing in the 20s, the 50s, and 100s and stuff like that. Some nights when I'm running, I just play like it's up to 50s, and that's it, right? So I'm in the same ballpark of that. And I think it's just really important to play your best and make sure you're playing at equilibrium as possible. And you know, there will be spots versus population where these guys will never have enough 3-bet bluffs, right? And you don't need to take these marginal portions of your range that aren't printing a lot. I wish I would have kept that last one up for a little bit longer because your 4-bet bluffs in that spot was like for 3,000th of a it wasn't worth much, right? It's not like you're printing a lot of money. It's showing you full frequency jam, but how much you probably have a lot of edge in other spots versus these populations. So and you being able to decipher, like Toe might be one of the best at this, right? Toe passes up some of these jams, plays a little bit too tight in some spots, but prints EVs in other spots where population is either overfolding and their 3-bet ranges are too tight, or they're not continuing wide enough post flop. They still call and fold. So it's just you maneuvering in these.
Literally, this is why we're brothers, because you literally just read my last comment. I say arguably we might have more of an edge than that 0.03 that you're getting.
Correct.
Here, you know, by just staying in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not like a shitload of EV. What these exercises help you see is like versus the population, or you should be playing these type of ranges, but it's for you as a poker player decide to edge pass to make that read versus this guy that, hey, I've been fucking observing this table, he ain't done shit in 3 orbits and now he's 3-betting me and I've been kind of tight and opening up front. All signs lead to fold. This guy's not going to be creative enough to attack me. He probably reads me as kind of tight and he's been tight, right? So a lot of stuff like that as a poker player, man. It sounds kind of crazy, but
I got a comment too on that.
I also have one after Cap, so you can go ahead and
Yeah, all I was gonna say is like I don't really worry about the buy-in. There's the population exploits, you know, and sixes kind of nail it. Like you got to read the player, but there's a lot of high stakes crushers I run to on ACR. Now I haven't made final tables with many of them, but throughout the tournament, a lot of them are tight. There's plenty of high stakes regs that are pretty damn tight. Literally, like I have a lot of hands against some of them, and they don't. When they it's usually pretty freaking good. Like they'll have like a 7-3 bet. You know what I mean? And I got 1,000 hands on them. It's not like they're all playing like solvers. Some of them play differently. So you just gotta, like Sixes said, you gotta kind of get as much information you can on the players and make your adjustments.
Yeah, and people are playing a lot of tables. These guys they're probably fucking 10 tabling. They're not going to be paying attention to every little intricacy, and they're going to give people way too much credit. Because naturally, the population is too tight with 3-bet bluffing, especially when you get deeper in tournaments.
Yeah, and
versus unknowns and stuff. So,
and another point is, if I'm playing them, they're at lower stakes, so they're not giving me credit for bluffs either. So the stats I have against them is when they come down in these series like the Moss and all, that all of a sudden they're playing $20 buy-ins when they're usually playing like $150 average or whatever.
yeah.
And they aren't giving that field. I'm just one of those. I'm population, and they're just playing exploitatively against me.
But yep, Greg, go ahead. I just want to make sure we
yeah,
keep it moving. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
sorry, go
The one thing that I will say is that the reason why you study these spots are to play against other people that also study these same spots, right? So the main reason why you are teaching yourself equilibrium strategy is to play against other people and be able to adapt and exploit those things, right? So like you're going to be playing against other players in equilibrium that are going to. So for example, if you get jammed on from the button and you have this a6 offsuit, like you have to think about what this kind of player is, what their winnings are, what their stats are, what like all of that. If they're a good player, if they're a good reg, and they're capable of doing this, you obviously want to make the appropriate call, because if you jam on them, you can get a lot of better hands to fold and stuff like that. They're going to understand that. Now, if you're playing against a guy who has 0 earnings, no shark scope score, you don't have any hands on this person, it's gonna be a little bit different to be playing against this person, especially if they have low PFR, low VPIP in general. So learning equilibrium to play again, to combat those, and then playing exploitatively against those that are worse, right? But it's also been proven that playing in equilibrium in a lower stake, it doesn't matter. Like you're still playing good poker. Like equilibrium works.
They can't exploit you. They can't do anything about it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So it's also really good to play as close to the solver and try to think less about. And you might bust more in those situations, but that's something that you have to make a decision on, right? But overall, it's just really good to play good.
We talk about this a lot too, right? Like if you don't know who you're playing against and you have no reads, then you should try and play as unexploitable as possible. And then once you find out that this player is a spaz, or this player is a nit, or this is a limpy collie guy, then you make adjustments accordingly. You know?
Yeah, I mean, these are great discussions to have, because that's the crux of it and why we're studying. And we got to understand why we're studying what we're studying and what the reasons are, and how it's going to apply to our games. It's all ties together as one, right? Very good. Cap, you want to keep it going, brother? You've been 3-bet here from the big blind.
This
On the
is
stone bubble.
final table bubble.
Stone bubble, money bubble.
And we got him covered. He shouldn't really be getting out of line. Man, I guess I'm just gonna fold.
Stead Haps. Ruh-roh, he gone. Who's next on this aggressive? Aaron.
Yeah, no, I was thinking this might jam in solver. Maybe it's a7 that jams. Also, if you're on the stone bubble and the guy can fold,
it's those Canadians, man.
It
They're
seems
so
fine
aggressive.
to jam.
It's all the Canadians.
Dude, yeah, the Canadian. That's why I went from Set Habs to Aaron.
Set Habs, Aaron, Matt Nickel.
Yeah. My plan when I open my ace X hands is just to get folds. Like I'm gonna open it and just take the pot a lot. And when someone wants to bite back, this hand I'm just like, all right, well, do take it. I'm just gonna win the next pot when I open and get my chips right back.
Also, like again, player dependent as always, but in general, against player pool, raises from 3-bets from the big blind are generally stronger, because these guys can just flick a chip in, right? And now they're choosing to raise you. Generally, like you should be wary of these types.
And it's funny because
it's supposed to be strong.
Yeah, in a 1650 or something here on a stone money bubble, like you start telling yourself the story that does this guy ever really want to mix 3-bet versus a stack that covers him and risk his tournament life on a stone money bubble? If you're just literally just thinking normally, like, I don't know. Let's just look at the 3-bet range he should have. Yeah, I mean,
it holds water.
fucking aces. Like, and I think it's actually in real life might be only aces.
I always
like
find it
the
so funny when
king.
you get like the min raise from 8 bigs and you look at a solver like, what's the range? Oh yeah, it's just aces. It's the same. Solver is the same thing.
Yeah,
as
it's just
everyone
same the
else.
same it is in real life. Yeah. And I just wanted to show this because I thought it would be tight as hell. I didn't know it would only be aces, but population's probably not gonna have bluffs here either. And to Cap's point, if this is live and this happens to you on a Stone Money bubble, you know damn well it's only aces.
I also think like we can, people are going to make mistakes, right? Like I think a lot of people are going to raise pocket tens
That's
from the big
fold.
one, right? Like
They never fold, of course, in real life, but
so some of these flats I think in practice are going to be 3 bets. Like I don't think people flat tens jacks, are this the right range? Is this the right range?
This is us versus the 3.
Yeah, look at their
I
range.
typed in fold. Yep.
See, people are going to make mistakes and 3-bet the tens, the jacks, the queens.
True.
3-bet kings. So that stuff's going to be in there.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to 3-bet the queens.
Ace king, ace
100%.
queen, always. Yeah. That's where everyone makes mistakes.
And then everybody that wants to 3-bet these guys on a Stone Money bubble to act like a badass, I'm telling you what, man. Nah.
So hold that range up for a second, their range.
Yes, sir.
And more realistically, it's gonna be the 3-bets, ace king suited, maybe ace queen suited, maybe ace jack suited, maybe. And then it's not gonna be too much of this ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5. Like ace 8's ahead of a lot of these bluffs. That's why it wants to call. But if they're not using any of those, it's just dog shit, right?
How I feel.
I
mean,
don't
I'll be
like-
honest with you, this deep, I would always consider flipping my suited aces. And maybe just because I hate ace deuce and ace 6 and fold those and maybe ace 7, I'm calling ace 8 suited plus 3, 4, 5 and everything else. But yeah. Somebody was
this is-
speaking.
Yeah, this is just more of a general question because
Yep.
you mentioned life. Like, how much do you stereotype people life?
You have to.
Like-
You're sitting with them.
Okay. No, but
To
because
make the
there was a
most,
spot-
you have to use everything.
It's a similar
in your
situation
power.
too, right? If you don't
Like,
have
you
any
can-
reads, you go as GTO as possible, and then the second they limp, there's a limp and
Okay.
ISO and 3 callers behind that overcall behind you.
Okay.
Now you know they're just standard live player, and you adjust accordingly.
Yeah, you got time. If I have any time to, and if I don't have time, I'm just gonna play like Toe said. That's me and Toe, or we're study partners for years. We think about the game. We have different philosophies in some ways, but a lot the same in others.
I guess
Yeah,
the fundamentals are the same, and then when it mixes, you always mix one way, and I always mix the other way.
Yeah, I'm mixing a little bit too more aggressive anymore. I wish I could go back to being a nit, man. I wish I could. All right, next thing.
You definitely should be paying attention. Like an example, 6 and I played the tag team together every year, pretty much for the last 6 or 7 years, however long it's been. And because we've done this so many times and we've made a couple of deep runs in it, I'm always texting them notes. This guy limped. Seat 1 limped. Seat 2 did this. Seat 3 did that. Seat 3 did this and didn't see bet. Right, and then we switch. Right, so paying attention live is important.
No, the reason why I asked is because I did a very GTO bid against someone that I thought was a reg. Like I only had like 5 hands on him, but the only reason why I did it is because it was like a 23-year-old Spanish reg, the Spanish guy, and I thought this guy's definitely
was this
GTO.
tournament under $1,000?
Yes, it was a 365, and I 4-bet
Not
shoved.
a pro.
He was like 22 though, and it was aggressive.
Free roll player.
And you're gonna get this too, like playing live. Like I was in the
Nope.
series, I don't know which one it
They
was,
stink,
but
bro.
like I did a standard rejam with 2s. It was a standard jam. It was cut off open. I was on the button. I jammed the 2s and flipped it over, won the flip, and the whole table erupted about how bad I was. And oh my God, he had 2s. And there was a guy who was Mr. Solver, is what I was calling him, and he was talking about it. Like,
talk
look at the
shit,
charts.
yeah.
Like, it's standard. Don't let that shit phase you.
Yeah. For the record, I played with him the rest of the tournament. And I thought he was really good.
Oh.
But yeah, that was Stone Bubble. That's the reason why I asked. Because
All right. Yeah, let's try to keep it moving so we can get some final table hands done. So we'll shotgun a few. Go ahead, Cap. What are you doing here? Rejamming and calling off. I mean, the solver's gonna put you in these weird ass spots that you'll never get put in real life for this size.
So folding.
What where do we start with the pairs where we're not folding? Sevens plus, sixes plus,
So
fives
it's
plus,
gonna
where we at?
rejam some. Like I don't like I'm not rejam. Like, oh my god. So I'm opening.
Come
I
on,
mean, I
Cleek.
guess it's calling like sixes.
Okay, sixes plus, and then offsuit aces.
But it calls it rejam. Like it's gonna have rejams, I think, honestly.
Well, I mean, for you, I don't. For since we're waddling so much and we don't know what to do, give me your VPIP range where we start VPIPing, where you're just never folding, rather you're jamming or calling. Does it start at sixes? Is it fucking ace 10 that you start? Is it all the suited aces? Is it the suited tens? You know, like our brains are marvelous things. We can just snap know what range we're never folding.
So sixes plus.
Okay.
Man, like I mean, suited broadways,
Okay.
ace nine suited, ace 10 off.
Okay. So that means you're folding ace three suited to this three bet.
Yep.
Okay. Man, oh man.
King queen off. I'm in there, I guess.
Okay. There it is. Folding this in a kind of an interesting range versus this when we get to play it in position, as well getting this. And I know we can think about what his range is, but there's also a thing called pot odds price, and we are in position with a lot of that range. So it'd be hard as hell to fold some of it. Greg, where you at with this range?
I probably am folding this. I'm definitely calling with sevens. I'm rejamming with probably eights plus. I'm rejamming with ace four off, ace eight off. Ace nine all the way to ace nine off, and then ace jack off. I could ace jack off. I'll call. And then ace king, ace queen. Stuff like that. Like depending on if they're good. If not, then I'll just rejam like ace king, ace queen off.
Just filthy ass range. What in the filthiness? I love it. Just filthy. Hopefully, I hope you just nailed it, brother. That made me so happy. B Money, are you shook it with it as well? You folding this? Everybody's folding this so far.
I'm folding this.
I know you are. So sixes plus like everybody else. You don't have to give me the complete range. I know you're playing.
No, I'm nitty as fuck here.
Okay.
In real life, like that dude.
Oh, I mean, we can look at his range before we move on. And then you get an idea of what the solver wants you to do. People, I mean, the range is practically just goody two shoes for the small with small frequencies of other stuff. Damn, you'd be good at the game to mix in this other stuff. I love it. Then ace 10 suited, think people just rip it on you. Everybody just rips these on you. And then maybe queens plus, ace queens, ace king suited plus, three betting you. All right, versus that range, Cat wants to fold. Nah. Hey, I'm all in.
Jesus Christ, that was tight.
No, I mean, we can't fold suited aces, brother. I did not want to hear you want to fold a suited ace. Not a no. And look at you. Great.
Look at me.
Look at you go.
Yeah. I just
you did say flat this. Maybe
Yeah.
you never flat these, right? We gotta just GG.
Sure.
But I really like this. Really like these.
Yeah, these are I used to do it at like a conservative frequency, but now it's just like full frequency. Like I would mix, but now I just shut it. I don't care.
It's great. It's really good. Need an ace block and a jam for value, or is a bluff. Yep. Very good. Can't fold though. That's important. Cool. Let's go ahead and give someone else an opportunity. Make sure we get everybody some reps today to make sure their brains are working for tonight's session. Thank you, Capsta. I appreciate it, brother. Titan, you got a mic yet? No, you never had a mic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you did. I thought I heard your voice. Yeah. All right, my man. How you doing?
Good.
All right, let's get to work. Yep.
So how do I start like saying this? Like it's difficult to
Yeah, I get you,
start
man, and
with.
it's new and this can be intimidating. So the way I would visualize a range if I'm thinking of how to construct what I'm going to do, rather you start with offsuit aces, rather it be pairs or suited aces. Generally, we're just thinking of structuring our range. I would like start here, right? I say, okay, I'm gonna do X and X with my offsuit aces, and then I move over here to my offsuit region for me, and then I visualize my pairs. Then I go to my suited Broadway region. If I know I'm gonna be in there with my suited tens, then I move over here to my suited aces. That's how my brain works from left to right when I'm
Okay.
constructing a range. But I always start offsuit aces. Then I go to, if I'm gonna do anything offsuit tens, then I go to my pairs. Then I go to suited tens. And then from there on, I know the rest of the range V pips, right? It makes it easy for our brains. Then I go to suited aces. So go ahead.
So with offsuit aces, I want to 3-bet with ace 10 off plus.
Okay, good.
And then you said what was next? Broadways, right? Suited
No,
Broadways or
offsuit.
offs?
Like off, then you got offsuit paid. So you would then you look over, you have offsuit tens and stuff, right? Like that or offsuit jacks. If you're not doing anything there, you can then skip to broadways or pairs. Right?
Okay. Offsuit paint, king queen off.
Go 3-bet that as well.
3-bet king queen off.
Okay.
No king jack off. Queen jack off, no. And then onto suited broadways. I want to have a couple of flats there with, I'd like to flat king jack, king queen, 3-bet king 10 suited. Or yeah, 3-bet king 10 and then flat king queen, king jack. And then suited aces, I would like to have a couple of jams here because I'm on the button. So with suited aces, I'd like to do some jamming with the wheel aces, like ace 5, ace 4.
Here you go.
And then raise, and then fold ace 6, ace 7, ace 8, ace 9, and then start raising linear with ace 10, ace jack, ace queen. And then with pairs, I would like to flat some of my smallest pairs, and then I would like to raise nines plus. And then as far as jams, I didn't think I had many jams except for the see ace king off and then some of the wheel aces, suited wheel aces.
Cool. Well done for your very first time, man. Well done. And then, you know, the more you do the exercise or you think of it to yourself, it'll become more fluent, right? Like ace 10 off, and then you'll just be able to visualize the entire range and boom, ace 10 off, king, queen off plus, nines plus, some flats with the under pairs to that, down to fives, ace 4 and 5 jamming, ace 10 off, ace 10 suited plus. Then you have some flats with the suited paid. Starting at suited 10, suited queens. Beautiful. Jamming this, he says. And drugs, type out what you're doing here. These spots, this is the direct money bubble as well, Ty. Making sure we understand where we are in this spot and its relevance. You know? Toe, are you here? Hell yeah, you're here. You're recording this.
Maybe.
What are you doing here, man? I'm getting your ass once a week.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I got this new role at work, and I'm always busy, and I'm actually ain't got shit to do. So, I'm always flatting here. I know that some of these wheel aces suited jam, but like Sixes said, I ain't trying to fucking put 25 bigs in here right now on the stone bubble, fucking around. So I would flat here, like always.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I would be
super
linear.
Yeah, I know Toe is always going to be deferred to edge pass and the higher variance spots that would put us all in. I take too many of those sometimes and create higher variance spots for myself, but also get some stacks sometime and get lucky, right? But Toe's flatting.
I'm also worried about, there's 3 people behind us to act. If I was like in the closing the action or on the button or something, and I thought this guy was trying to run over the table with his big stack, I'll fight back, but in general.
3 more people behind us as well. Very good points.
Yeah.
And Greg says, I'm not getting in trouble. I'm actually folding like in the money. Cool. And then a folds. I don't hate to see that either.
I
I
don't hate that
wonder,
either.
like, one off, like a live tournament, a big ass live tournament. Shit,
I'm folding.
God,
Tell him about the Millie Maker sixes.
don't make me relive that nightmare of folds I had to make to cash.
Oh my.
Somehow he rode 4 bigs with 100 left to the money. It's crazy.
and then made a run in the money.
Yeah.
It was
Fold-
hell.
You
I
fold
had to fold-
jacks?
I folded tens pretty
Fold
for
tens,
sure.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Easy.
Oh,
It wasn't a snap fold, but they were gone.
I bet.
Yeah,
Dispatching tens is
folding
really
tens
hard.
first in with like 6 bigs. Boop. Can't win.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, like on a live Stone Muddy Bubble with a big ass live field I played for 14 hours to get to. 9 going broke with tens.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nope. I played 14 hours of this dog shit live tournament to bubble it. I will hate it.
Wait, did you say did you fold a tens or
I folded tens first in with 6 bigs.
With 6 bigs, that's insane.
in a live Millie Maker with there were 140 tables, 130 tables, and we're like 7 or 8 off or something like that. And I don't know how I'm not going broke with tens.
I feel that makes me feel better a lot about one WSOP spot. It was my
I folded some nitty shit. I folded some nitty ass shit, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, even other spots where there was an open one time and I had like fucking ace queen or something like that and just folded. Like 7 bigs and no fold equity, 12 off or something. It's like, no, it's 140 tables in this bitch, and we're losing people by the second, and we're hand for hand or something.
Dropping like flies.
I'm not, there's no way I'm not making 3K or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Making $3,000 from my work for 2 days. Fuck that. You know what I mean? My double up isn't even going to propel me to anything. Let me get 12 bigs and still be in hell.
Yeah,
Or I'm going
that's
to risk
the
my
other.
tournament.
That's the other part too. Is like you have to realize what your risk premium is, right?
Yes.
Because if you're at 6 big blinds and if you double up to 12 and everybody still has 50, you're still fucked.
Means nothing.
Yeah,
that was double up to nothing. I double up to back to the danger zone, and I've risked my tournament to make 0 ROI after 14 hours of play.
Yeah,
nope.
I think
I'm only jamming kings and aces in these spots live. I might even fold jacks and never tell a soul, you know. But I'm not. Now I'm talking like a net. Let me stop letting my net hang out. All right. Titan was jamming, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't really have the balls to do that. I'm just answering what I think the program is going to show.
You should do this.
He was leveling.
You should do this. I like it. See, this is what I'm talking about, cheat to win. At least he said he would never do it. At least he said he would do it here, right?
Right.
And when we're doing the quizzes, you're even taking the nitty answer here. If you can pull the trigger here sometimes, you will start to realize that you can pull the trigger in real life as well. You will start to occasionally pull that trigger more and more, and it works, and then you're going to just be a beast. You got to be able to at least pull the trigger in these solves and be wrong. If you're wrong, cool. At least I made an aggressive mistake when no money was on the line. Now I'm going to start making it when money's on the line, and it's going to work sometimes, right?
Also, notice the flatting range.
Look at our flatting range. Everybody that was
Queen Jack
mixing
suited,
these
King 10,
flattings-
Queen 10, Jack 10 suited. Out.
Can you confirm doing these drills helps you do this in game even when you feel bad doing it? I hate this, but all in. Oh, hey, it worked. Yep. Oh, hey, I got called by kings and sucked out, and now I have a bunch of 50 bigs sometimes. Right?
I also want to just I understand that we're trying to get to not fold less, but I just want to show or make the point that
Yeah.
it is indifferent about EV.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally cool. I actually am down with the fold here. I think it's great.
That's what I'm saying. It's like printing 0.1.
But you know what? Like, there's also a sense of you see this, and I think it is something that you guys eventually will be crushing your fucking stakes so hard. You're so rolled for your stakes. You're so courageous that you have such a high that you can take spots like this sometimes, man. I don't know if we infinitely are always. We're in bosses sometimes too, man. I don't know. I play like that sometimes, and that could be my downfall occasionally. Like, all right, I'm gonna go for it because I know it's the spot. Maybe the EV's close, but I think people could even be overfolding to my jams. But some people are just not overfolding. A 90 big stack in the Iggy tournament is never going to fold ace jack off to you here. Kep knows this kind of things. People don't adjust their folding ranges like they should is another important fact. But I just make these points because I want you guys to see that you can be a little bit more aggressive sometimes, as well as Greg's point that you can fold and the EV is indifferent and you're not making a mistake. Titan. What are you doing with this hand?
He's opening, he's reopening against my under the gun open, so I'm just gonna flat this Jack 10.
3-bet.
No 3-bet. I'm gonna be
He 3-bet you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to flat. I'm just gonna flat Jack 10. I'm not gonna jam this because he's reopening my early position raise.
All right, let's play a fun game. I'll ask you about a specific hand. You tell me all in or no. Ace queen off.
Fold.
All in or no? Fold. Ace queen off.
I mean, ace queen, no, all in, no, just call. Ace
Calling
queen
ace
off,
queen
just
off.
call.
Ace queen suited.
Rip.
Rip. Ace 10 off.
Fold.
Ace jack off.
Fold.
9s, 10s, and jacks. You have flats with any of those? You're flatting 9s, 10s, jacks.
Flatting. No. I'm going to jam jacks and flat 10s and 9s.
Jam jacks, flats, 10s, and 9s. Okay. And Jay said he's not even flatting this. He's the fuck out of there. Pucks, you type it in. What are you doing here, Pucks? Fold. Very few flats, he says. Really? 2.2 here, huh? My goodness. Aaron, you have control of your body here? What are you doing?
No, I don't. It's gone. I'm out of the tournament.
He's stone
It's
bubbling.
fine. This is a nice hand to run, I think.
But
It might not be great EV, but
Aaron, we're on the stone money bubble. Some unknown has clicked it on you. You're under the gun open at that, and they clicked it on you. You don't know who the fuck this guy is, and you're gonna just run rather than flat the Jack 10. Is that because
I
you
think
have
I might.
fold equity?
I mean, I think I have some, honestly.
Yeah, some, and you want to see all 5 versus
Yeah.
his range. Wow. And what did Puck say? No folds. And no flats.
Okay.
And I wanted to make a point to you. This is hell on earth when this happens to you in real life, man. Like, you cannot jam this, Aaron. I want you to be in this group. I want you to have yachts, boats, WPT titles. You know what I mean? I want to be in that.
Fair enough. I'll be happy to have dinner. All right.
Yeah. I want to be in that winner's photo one day. And that's not going to be happening by jamming clicks on the money bubble.
None of that, but look at
You
no
open
flats.
this. It is kind of surprising to see no flats. I think I thought I might have been getting it too good of a price to flat, and
Like
EV
ace 10
is just
suited or
losing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, looking at ace 10 suited here, it's just like, man, like, how the fuck? Or you get actually 3-bet here with ace jack. You're dominated in all cases. This is hell on earth, man. This is good to see. I might have made this mistake of having some flat, like not being able to flat king queen suited here. King jack suited for 2.2 more, but it's hell. You want to see his click range? Yes, you do. Oh my God, it's even getting nasty on you. Ain't nobody in the world playing like this.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. I apologize. My son is home from school today, and yeah. Got that. Wow, we're in the money now as well. Go ahead, Titan. Make this the last one, and then we'll get into final table for like 15, 20.
Fold in ace nine.
What's the worst offsuit ace you call with here? Are you calling ace 10 off, ace jack off, or were we at
Ace 10 plus off. Ace 10 off plus.
ace 10 off? What's the worst pair you call here?
Sevens plus.
Sevens plus. Any suited paint, you calling king, queen suited, king, jack suited, anything like that?
King jack suited plus. Queen jack suited plus.
Queen jack suited plus, he's in there. How about suited aces?
Ace nine suited plus.
Okay. Ace 9 suited plus, ace 10 off plus, ace 10 off plus, king jack suited plus, ace 8 suited plus, sevens plus for pucks. Molten there. And Greg?
With ace nine, I'm definitely not doing anything. It's probably like tens plus here because of how short we are. Doubling is like I don't really want to go broke with anything less than tens. I mean it could be a little tight, but I don't think so. The offsuit aces probably a majority of these are probably a fold. We still have big blind behind us to act. I'm not really thrilled about jamming ace four offsuit and then getting called off by him behind as well. Yeah, I think if I was in the big blind, I would in closing the action, I would be more inclined to jam all my offsuit ones.
Yeah.
Ace queen suited or ace queen off is probably yeah, I'm probably calling it off with ace queen off, and my highest suited one and probably be ace jack. I
Okay.
think that's where my range is at here.
Okay. Set habs. Oh, there you go. You typed it in. You can go ahead. So you can start spitting if you want. Ace 10 off plus, ace 8 suited plus, king queen suited plus, sevens plus. Everybody's range much looser than Greg's. We are in the money here. We get the button. His ripping range for essentially 22 effective. How is ace 10 doing versus that? My range here, I think certainly never folding ace jack. So I wonder if I'd probably make the mistake ace jack off plus, ace 10 suited plus, and then man, I don't know if you can really fold sixes, sevens. I don't know if I could fold. I don't think I would fold sixes. You guys know me. And then it feels like we for sure have to call off king queen suited. I don't know about king jack suited in this spot. That could be pretty rough. And then I don't know. Let's see. King 10 suited in there. Ace 10 off. Ace 7 suited. Fours plus. I said sixes. Too tight. Look how much all this is printing. I would think this effective jamming range would be too strong. Nope, it's dog shit. Not even ripping anything good. This is why we need to call off. We just dominate this range. Who said it? Ace 10 off plus? Did anybody, what's the worst pair somebody called? Sixes. Guys, we got to be in there with fours, baby. Queen jack, not calling. This is printing way a lot. My range was too tight. Ace 7 suited.
My range is too tight here. I'm not really unhappy with like it being too tight, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the cutoffs range again, you open that up. And like you compare what you're calling to. I mean, yeah, there are some things, but population's not doing this shit. I'm sorry. It's just not like they're at the top of their range when they're jamming from the cutoff. I don't think that they're doing it with all this other stuff.
Nah, not too often, man.
If it's a studied player, I'm calling him off with force. If it's just like a random, like if it's like a reg that I've been, or not a reg, but like a person I've been playing with at the table and they haven't really done anything like super crazy, or like to prove to me that like they've made any money or have done anything good. I mean, like I'm probably gonna just stick to the top of my range here because they're at the top of theirs.
Yeah, they're probably jamming too strong.
Yeah.
And his structure is going to be different.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah, let's get into a little bit of final table stuff. This. I mean, we only did 6 hands. It's kind of stupid, but it's fine. FT. This will be fun. Thanks for hanging out, Cap. Oh, we'll do some of the same parameters that we've been doing all day, kind of stay consistent there. All right. Who do we want to end with? Setups, you got a mic? Oh, Titan's out of here. Setups is taking a nap. He gone. I'm surprised this is the
Oh, no, I'm
final
there.
table. Oh, no, you're here.
I was on mute. Okay, I don't see the number of BB he has behind.
Yeah, I mean, I hate when it does this, but 54.
54.
So that's 46 behind.
With a raise like this on the mostly polarized. I think I have to call this.
Okay.
Because if I raise, I'm gonna put for 16, and I'm gonna be solve my stack anyway. I have to shove if I go there. I think it's only ace-5 that gonna shove like this. So I'm calling this one, and I'm
Plotting
calling
this
all
one?
my.
Okay.
I'm calling like
It may be easier to think about what portion of your
For-
opening range you are not calling.
Yeah, but I'm three betting for sure. Ace Queen, Ace King O. Three betting Ace King suit. I'm three betting Aces, Kings, Queen, Jacks. By let's say 9+, and that's my three bet range. I'm gonna have some call from with my lowest, my middle pair. Maybe
Okay.
shoving 6 and 5.
Okay. Jamming 6s and 5s as well. Nastiness. I'm surprised you're not, but wait a minute. Aaron, what are you doing here?
I was thinking ace-3, ace-4, ace-5 would jam. Like,
I have to go to my Canadian contention to try to get the aggressive actions that I think I want.
what else would jam? I guess just Jacks plus and ace king.
Jacks plus, ace king, and ace 4, ace 5 suited. Interestingly enough, I don't think the guys are ripping jacks and 10s and shit like that. There's no shot we going broke with jacks or we're ripping jacks.
Huh.
I don't think so, man. At this configuration, when there's a 12-18, and we just get wrecked. And I think our bluffs come from our value, and our bluffs come from blocking the aces and our suited aces. And then our jacks, 10s, and fucking that shit with pure call. I would pure call 10s. I would never think about it.
Here's like the thing though. So I don't even like calling this because he's betting 8, which is like 4x, which is pretty large in an FT. But like you have how many other stacks below you? 30, 32, 22, four stacks. Like why are we punting? Like why are we calling? Why are we calling?
Because if he folds, we're the table daddy.
I mean,
he says punting as in flatting. He doesn't like Greg doesn't like.
Oh, okay.
No,
He
I
probably-
don't.
yeah.
I don't like flatting at all because
No.
like the problem is that like we really shouldn't be interacting with him ever. With like that is the last person we want to be playing with at this table, I think. I understand the solver wants to do this, but this is strange, man. Like
But the thing is, I think the emphasis of it is like we still have a suited will ace where we're gonna flop enough equity, will draw, nut flush draws, and things like that, where he can't push us off that equity position, and we could eventually just stack him and be in situations we can stack him with some of these suited will aces in position, right? So I think that's like the best thing about these type of hands, even and then why it still wants to call. And I know what you're saying from a game flow. You don't want to fuck up your game flow at all, do you, Greg? Like,
No, I don't want to. I don't want to mess with this guy because like if I mess with him and like I end up losing this pot, I'm gonna get we're probably gonna be playing for stacks. Like the way that this is right.
But you get to dictate that in position, right?
Oh sure,
And then
yeah,
you
absolutely.
get to. That's why I want to see, because only time you're playing for stacks is when you have all the fucking equity, nut flush, pair play, 2 pair and stuff like that. And then outside of that, you get to just fold when he continues to show aggressive, but you don't have any equity with these suited aces.
Sure.
My only, and then you get ran over as well. I think it is a sense of like, if you're overfolding to this guy, and if it's somebody good, if I notice somebody's going to overfold to me and I'm 3-betting them, I will just fucking run this table over, and you're actually just going to be fighting for the second for sure versus low jack if you don't fight back enough.
Personally, I like to fight back against these. They're gonna take the spot that they are the biggest stack to just afraid you. If you're not gonna fight back, just play as a net and don't play in, because every time he's gonna talk after you.
Well, I think what also happened here, Greg, is when we're in position, they're just people are going to 3-bet, c-bet small, and give up on the turn.
Sure.
We don't. I mean, they're just gonna fucking give up when we call with our gut shot on a low board, and then they're just gonna have 3-bet ace queen, ace jack or something like that, and we're just gonna win the pot. Like, there's so many other ways to win this pot in position rather than, you know.
Yeah, and I like, so I'm not saying that like I would full frequency. Like it really depends, but like I think like my major point is that like he doesn't really want to mess with us either. So he wants like not to. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
like
in
he
real
shouldn't
life,
really be.
look at his light. I mean, like, look at his range in real life. I mean, the solver, and then you equate this to what they're probably going to do in real life. They'll probably 3-bet this stuff kind of a little bit more because nobody studies. So they probably will mix this kind of stuff in more, not use this, still have in jack 10s plus, right?
Yeah.
So this is 3-bet from the BB from our open. Look at this.
Yeah.
You just try to envision what population's doing. And I think population's still gonna be like ace 10, 9s, 10s plus, ace 10, 9 suited plus, and then calling everything else. And the structure won't look near reasonable regs are just flat everything, but queens plus and jacks plus, right? So
yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's like wrong to call here. I just don't. I think like I just don't think it's like something that I would do.
Brother, none of us are good enough to tell anybody they're that wrong at anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's that fucking good in this bitch. So yeah, you're good, man. It's all good. Go ahead, Seth.
This one, I think Queen J with a second. I think it's bottom of the range that I'm 3-betting.
3-betting.
For sure. Yeah, 4 bluffs on this one. I'm gonna put a 4.5 BB, and that's why I'm gonna have a wide range. I'm going to do this with aces, kings, ace king, ace queen. Maybe I will have some jam too in this.
You guys, he's from Quebec. They're crazy in Quebec. I'm telling you.
2 point, yeah.
I'm gonna shove every ace suited. I'm gonna shove every ace offsuit.
Every offsuit ace, every suited ace.
I'm going to I'm gonna only raise with the aces king in the ace king suit, and I'm gonna have some polarized raising too with this kind of end queen 9. Like I said, it's the bottom with my offsuit broadways that is jacks and queen, and king queen. I'm gonna shove. That's mostly a king 8 suit.
I bring you in there. I can't wait to write a book about you one day, Seth Habs. I'm just recording all this. All these are saved, and I'm just taking all the data, brother. You're only a pip. Only a pip. Just so close, Seth Habs. Queen 10 off. Jamming all the aces, huh? No.
I'm a little shocked that we do fold. We fold ace 8 ace 9 now.
I know, right? It'd be hard because you know why? Offsuit bottom of his bluff range is what? Is he still opening eight? Is offsuit 8 to 9?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
okay,
blocking
that
the
makes
bottom of his
sense.
bluff range. You're blocking this when you use ace 9. And then you're blocking the bottom of this suited 8s when you use any 8. Right? So ace
Yeah, but
8,
it jams it jams king 8 suited.
Yeah, because he could,
Suited
because you
king.
can be, you could, yeah, it's a suited king.
I mean, we're
but
using a
it's
lot
not-
of king X, ace X blockers to block him from calling the top of his range, which unblocks other folds. But I don't know. I mean, I guess when you get called when you have king 8, you have a lot more equity and you're not just stone dead like
Oh,
these
I got you because when you get called by like ace queen ace jack when you're dominated.
and
Okay,
you're
that makes a
fucking
lot.
dead.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
And then
I
these
get
when
it
you
now.
get called, you're running reasonable equity, 35, 40%.
Makes sense.
Let's do 2 more. I have to do 2 more hands. Then I gotta go get my daughter here in a few.
This
Not
one
many
is
final
almost an
table.
all in. This one I fold, but I will be calling ace a. I believe I'm
Well, this is
going.
interesting because you have to figure out. This is the interesting hand because it's hard to go through your range setups because it's going to be the structure of whatever you went small with in this small blind, and then you're probably only calling the best portion of that range and then folding the dog shit portion of the 2.7
Yeah,
range. Every time you
I'm
look
just
at this,
figuring it, which one I'm going to go. If I go, I'm going all in. So
yeah, you're calling the top portion of the offsuit, this portion, and then folding everything else.
I think all my broadways, king 10 plus with
Yeah.
queen jack plus suited. All my aces suited.
Whatever you
ace
open with.
8 off.
No, you're gonna fold. Oh wow. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean I want to see more hands. This spot isn't like you don't have ace 8 off or any of that because you jammed all these. And the most surprising part of this is if you are opening your offsuit 10s and jacks and you get ripped on, you're fucking folding. And then all the obviously your 6s plus are in there. And then all this is I mean every time we study these ranges for getting jammed on, it seems you only call the best and fold the bottom. Yeah, we don't have these ace 8s and ace 9s and stuff. And I would never raise that stuff. Just jamming all this and then raising I'm kind of surprised the king jack O, but oh my god. Oh. Oh.
I think I'm the bottom. I'm going with this. I think I'm going with this. It's the bottom of the offsuit range, ace 8 suited. I'm going 4. Oh no, not 4. 6 plus, and king queen suited.
And the final table.
Wow.
Cheat to win. What are you doing here?
Here you go.
Here you go.
The only thing I do versus that is I'd be real nitty jacks plus and up in the corner probably aces. Ace queen suited, obviously.
Ace jack off. If you did this, would you call it off with ace jack off?
No.
All right. Sethabs was going with it. Ace jack off. You need that one, but it made sense to fold this one, right? This is the bottom of one of the worst hands you open. King queen off if you opened it. Yikes. Hold on 1 second.
I'd be punting this.
I'd be punting this with the 8BB.
You all would have jammed 3. You wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, I would have jumped this 3. I wouldn't even think twice about jumping this 3 either. Which it's crazy that it's a min-raise fold.
At the bottom table. Yeah,
Yeah,
You're at enough
be-
tea.
But your range is so tight. You look so strong, and this guy don't give a fuck. So like reading the room, you know.
Yeah, the final table, you get clicked like this and you opened off
Oh,
this,
your
I'm
min
fold.
raise early position on this.
Your min
on 10
raising range
bigs.
off of 10.
And
And
then
he's
you're
not
get-
even scared of that and it raised you?
and he's doing
Oh.
it from the tightest position. So
Yeah.
like, like
If this happens to you in real life, I swear to God, if you folded ace queen off and showed me, I wouldn't be mad at you.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't think I couldn't do it, but if you showed me, I would almost be proud of you, but I would go broke.
at start at 10 BB, all my range is a shove or a fold most of
Nope,
the
it
time.
shouldn't be though, Setups.
I see that.
No, because you want to have, I mean, you're going to have aces in this range, so you want to make sure you can open aces. If you only min raise aces and jam the rest of your range, anytime you min raise with 10 bigs, I would know you have only aces.
Or he just jams aces too.
And then that's bad. Anytime you got to be all in with aces and don't get to min raise it, it's, I mean, when you're really short, it's fine, but anytime outside of that, it's pretty fucking bad. It's a mistake for sure to just open rip aces with 10 plus almost ever. So I don't know. I've seen a few sims where you raise fold 8 bigs. Yeah, this is it. Cool. My wife informed me that I got to pick up my daughter today, so I have to start wrapping it up so I can make time to go get her. But I'll make a note that we do spend some more time on the final table stuff, and I apologize. We didn't get a chance to spend more time on it, but I felt like we did get a lot accomplished with understanding our ranges in other spots and had some really good discussions regarding population in theory and how both those tie in. But I always leave the floor open for anyone that has any final thoughts or final questions. I'm not in a big enough rush where I can't answer any questions or anything like that. So if anybody has anything, let me know.
I got a question about you playing on Ignition.
Yes, sir.
So when you play on Ignition, it never shows anybody's names. You're just playing against a number?
Yes, sir. That's it.
I didn't know that.
Yep, my session samples are just the session I'm sitting with them. The tournament, only the hands that I'm playing with them, and then the unique number changes every single tournament. So I'm
you
pretty
have
much
no
playing against you ghosts.
HUDs against anybody, nothing.
Yeah,
right?
I do have a
Just-
HUD, and it's
You have
only
HUDs, but it's only for the
tournaments.
game.
It's only for the tournament and the game that we're in.
Oh, okay.
It's hard as shit.
Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Also, the anonymous thing creates an interesting dynamic where people lose.
Do you guys as better players like that, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, people punt because of it. I mean, people can just say, well, you got to think of psychologically. If you're not tied emotionally to your name doesn't mean anything. You're a number. You're going to feel sometimes a little bit more free to punt it off and just disappear, because I'm not crazy sixes. I'm player 54 and I can come back tomorrow and be a beast. But right now I'm kind of tired. I don't really care. And I'm just done with it, right? Where people have a little bit more pride and ego when they're playing on ACR deep and they don't want to just give up unless they're just naturally. I think it happens more. Puns and random things happen more frequently because of the anonymous factor and people trying things. In my
I'm a cocky motherfucker, so I like people to know they just got towed. But the cool thing is for the anonymous thing is like there's definitely people who play differently because they know they're playing me. Right. Like I'm a well-known rag, been around for decades. Sixes, well-known rag, been around for decades, right? So we get played at differently. And then when you're doing the anonymous thing, they don't know who you're just player 7.
Yeah, it's great.
So makes sense. I've still never beaten you in a hand. I play that Frost
never
on most Fridays. You always 3-bet me. I know you see my name and you know exactly what's up. So you 3-bet me 80% of the time.
True.
I'm happy to give you my chips.
Did anyone else have any questions or anything as well? Thoughts?
Sixes, what are your goals for 2024?
Yeah, good question. Me and Toe talk about this sometime. I would love to make the PC banner. We've been working with PC for a couple years, so that's been a long-term goal. I know I need some kind of major successes to stand up with the other coaches and stuff like that. So that's a goal. But for me, it's content-wise. I would love to hopefully keep working with Ignition and do some more content things, grow a little bit more that way. And then for poker, make sure we get back to work levels that me and Toe had maybe 2 years ago. I'm kind of missing those how hard we used to work. I'm starting to get consumed with too many other things and not working as hard as I used to. We used to study 5 days a week on ourselves, but I want to get more time spending on myself. And then people are trying to get me to go play live a lot. Live, I have a lot of opportunities to play live. I just punt a lot of those for my family. So playing live a little bit more, and then just getting more consistent, man. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, but I feel like I need to work harder and study more on my own game instead of always helping everybody else out. Yeah, I'm always working for other people, studying groups, students, and things like that, and not just researching my own stuff. Because honestly, guys, you can study all you want, but I really feel like you all need to be looking at your own hand histories, getting a real feel for when you get caught up in spots. You don't really get that sense. You kind of feel it when we're studying, it confuses you. But when you're looking at your hand history, you see, oh, I keep missing a double barrel. Oh, I call and then I overfold my second pairs to double barrels. You'll see those kind of things. So I kind of miss that kind of stuff too and get a little bit rusty, not doing that enough. And I think that's a major thing to get better at the game. So yeah, just doing more of that kind of stuff and maybe getting some higher level coaching myself and keep working. That's it.
Yeah, banner's a big one.
Yeah.
One goal for me is to not bust the tag team event. Let sixes bust us once.
Nah, G. Nope.
I am batting 1,000. I have busted us every single year we played together. Even the impossible one like this year where we were super deep and we had 80 bigs, I still ended up busting this.
Yeah, I came back ready to play and the stack was gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. And also played a main event this year. Playing the main event.
Yeah, that's one for me too.
Even though it sucks as an event and it wastes a lot of time and money, I think I want to play it. I say it right now, and then when it comes around, I'm not. I talked to Justin and his motivation and other top pros' motivation for it kind of sucks. You know,
winning would be nice. We winning tag team would be nice. We have a 24th, and then I don't know where we were last year.
53rd.
80 bigs with like 50 left. Fuck me.
Yeah, 53rd.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but cool. Thanks for that question. That's cool. Anyone else have anything? Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you guys for this session. We're gonna be back next week. If anyone else has a little bit of goals or anything they want to discuss and some ways to get there, you can hit me up privately. I have no problem. I love the game and I really appreciate you guys coming in here and spending your time, your most valuable asset, getting better with me and all of us using our brains to just try to get further in the game. But yeah, next week, final table, and I think we need to get back into some post-flop stuff as well. So I'm gonna figure out what direction we should go there. I feel like it's been a little bit since we've looked at some 3-bet pot stuff. So I'm kind of getting that. And then blind versus blind, hella complicated, and maybe thinking about some exploiting some lines there has been across my mind as well. So I think that we're gonna address those in the next few weeks. Is the plan. But yeah, guys, I'll be streaming tonight if you guys ain't doing shit as well. And I think I'm setting up my YouTube stream. I'm trying to start streaming on YouTube as well. But yeah, good luck. And make sure to let PC know you guys enjoy this so we can keep doing it. We love it. And we want to make the banner one day. That you guys support would help with that. But yeah, if you guys need anything, make sure to let us know. And good luck on the grind, boys. Take care.
Here you go.
Here you go. Peace.